In this video, I'll be talking about Stirling's number of first kind, and we are looking circular permutation, more than one circle or more than one round table. In fact, this problem, circular permutation, where we are considering more than one circle, leads to the Stirling number of the first kind. So to see what is Stirling number of the first kind, let me to first take up a problem in which I am considering a circular permutation where more than one circle or more than one round table are considered. And for this, we consider this example. If there must be at least one person in each table, in how many ways 6 people be seated, and the condition is at least one person on each table. The first problem says around 2 tables. So we recall here what is the definition for the circular permutations. If I just simply recall in terms of the permutation, if there are n object and that has to be placed on one round table or on one circle, in that case, the total number of the permutation or the total number of ways were n minus 1 factorial ways. So this was we have done in the circular permutation. Now the same concept we want to use, but here the concept is extended on more than one table. So we need to key possibilities in our case. So while we looking at the solution, let's look at the first part. So the condition is that there are 2 tables. So on the 2 tables, so let's consider this. There are 2 tables, so I'm just placing it as 2 positions, and the condition is that on each table at least one person has to be there. So for the first case, we can have a sub case like 5 people can sit on the first table, 1 can sit on the second table, this on the first table, and this here on the second table. So this is one of the possibility we can think of, and let's say these are 5 persons and one person. And then, or we may have the another possibility. So this could be the first case, this could be the second case. We can have 4 person or 4 people on the first and then on the second table, or we can have 3 plus 3 because the condition was on at least. So these are the 3 possibilities, and from here we must have an idea now that we need to apply the addition principle. But first we need to count on individual cases, individual sub cases, and then we need to use our addition principle. So let us look at the sub case 1. In sub case 1, we can see there are 6C5 ways to divide 6 people into 2 groups, size 5 and 1 each, or in a simply way we can say we want to select 5 people, select 5 out of 6 because there are 6 people, and now we want to place them on a round table. So when you have selected 5 people and now place 5 people, and obviously once you select 5 people out of 6, the remaining is 1 out of 6, and automatically that is select. So here you can use that criteria, NCR is same as NC n minus R. The remaining are automatically selected. So once we have selected 5 people, and now I want to place 5 on round table. So when I want to place 5 on round table, the total number of possibility here is 5 minus 1 factorial, that is 4 factorial. So, and for one person on round table, one person on round table, we have obviously 0 minus 1, that is 0 factorial, 1 minus 1 factorial, that is 0 factorial, which is one way only. In one way only that person can be seated on the round table. So now using the multiplication principle, we apply here multiplication principle, and so first we selected 5 people out of 6. We place them on a round table, 5 people sitting on round table, that is 4 factorial, and one person is sitting on another second table. So for that we have 0 factorial or one way, and in total we got 144. So this goes the sub case 1 in which we selected 5 and 1. Now we will take the second sub case in which 4 people are sitting on the first table and 2 people are sitting on the second table. So in the sub case 2, the similar structure will follow. So in the sub case 2, we first select that there are 6C4 people. Okay, and here we selected 4 in one group, which will go on the first table, and selected 2 in another group, which will go on the second table. Now obviously again 6C4 into 4 people on round table. So 4 people on one round table will take 4 minus 1, that is 3 factorial ways, and 2 people on another round table will take 2 minus 1 factorial, that is 1 factorial ways. So we will again use the multiplication principle, and so here we'll say using multiplication principle we will again multiply in the similar way as we did in the first sub case. So we'll have 6C4 into 3 factorial into 1 factorial, and that makes 90. Now we will look at the sub case 3. The sub case 3 was when we placed 3 people on the first table and 3 people on the second table. In this case we need to be little careful while we place 3 plus 3. So this on first table and 3 on second table. Now because the group is divided into equal sizes, so when the group is divided into equal sizes, I am going to use the concept of K grouping, and for this let's look at the first way of arranging the people. The number of ways to divide 6 people into two groups of size 3 each. So because we have to select 3 size each, in this case is half of 6C3. Now this is very important. Whenever we are selecting out of 6C3, we need to always keep, if the group size is equal, we must need to divide it with equal size. If we are dividing equal number of people into 3 groups, then we must need to divide them 1 by 3. So this I did in my another video where I have discussed about K grouping. So I will now follow the similar process. 1 by 6C3 into 3 people on the first round table. So this is on first round table. So that is why it is 2 factorial. And similarly, you will have 3 minus 1 factorial for the second round table. So this is in total the number of possibilities. So we have here half of 6C3 into 2 factorial into 2 factorial, and that goes total 40. Now there were 3 sub cases that we have discussed. So we will now apply using the addition principle. So apply the addition principle, and here we will add due to the sub case 1, sub case 2 and sub case 3. So we'll have sub case 1 plus sub case 2 and plus sub case 3. So from the first sub case we got the answer as 144, from the second we got the answer as 90, and for the third we just got the answer 40, and in total there are 274, in which at least one person will sit on each table, and we are arranging 6 people around 2 tables, and tables were considered as indistinguishable. Now in the same question, if I want to place them around 3 tables, in that case again we consider these sub cases as, because there are 3 tables, so we can keep it like 3 places, and one will go on each table, so the remaining is 4. So this is one possibility. Another possibility is 3 plus 2 plus 1, and the third possibility we can consider 2 plus 2 plus 2. Now again we will follow the similar ways. So using part 1 of question, so these are the sub cases. I'm not referring to this part, but I'm just referring to the previous part. Now in the same way, for the first sub case, we can consider this in the way, you can see that 4 people have to be seated on the first table. So to select them, there are 6C4 choices, but then there are 2 equal choices for the remaining 2 table, and in this, out of 2 remaining people, I want to select 1, and also there the group size is same, so we must need to divide by the number of group, that is half, into, now this is the way people have selected, and now we want to place them on a round table. So 4 on a round table will give me 3 factorial, and then 1 on this one on the second round table will give me 0 factorial, and this one on the round table will give me 0 factorial, so we get total as 90. The second subcase again. Now you can see here all the people sitting on the table are of different sizes, 3, 2, 1. So there is no grouping required. We first select 3 people out of 6, and from the remaining 3 I want to select 2 people. Remaining 3 I want to select 2 people, and that remaining 1 will go obviously in the third table. So 1 out of 1 you can keep, or you can leave that as 1. And then this 3 goes on the round table. So for this we have 2 factorial. This 2 goes on the round table, so 2 minus 1, so we got 1 factorial. And of course for this one we got it as 0 factorial, so we got this as 120 ways. For the subcase 3, now for the subcase 3 we need to be again very careful. As we can see, for the subcase 3 there are 2 plus 2 plus 2, so we have divided the equal grouping size. So in this case we are selecting 6 out of 2. So first we are selecting 2 people out of 6, and from remaining 4 we are further selecting 2. And because the group size are equal, there are 3 equal group that we have considered, so this will be 1 by 3 factorial. This has to be divided by 1 by 3 factorial into, now 2 people on the first table, so this is 1 factorial, 2 people on the second table, 1 factorial, and we continue for the third table. So in total we got 15. So in total, using again addition principle, the desired number that we got is 90 plus 120 plus 15, and that becomes 225 ways. So this completes our question for the round table. Now this problem leads to the problem that we call it as Stirling number of the first kind. So now we give a formal definition for the Stirling numbers of the first kind. So given R and N belongs to natural number with N lying between 0 and R, let SRN denote the number of ways to arrange R distinct object around N circles or around N round tables such that each circle has at least one object. So that is a condition which give rise to the Stirling number. So, and we use the notation SRN. So we have R object and N tables, or we can say N circles. Stirling number of the first kind are named after James Stirling. Now, as we see in the last example, we were considering 6 people and there were 2 round tables. So this number is, we calculated 274. So this number we calculated in the part 1 of the problem. And if we consider 6 people on 3 round table, so this number is 225. So now we can note it down some of the obvious results that we can remember, that we can see from here. If there are R people and there are 0 table, in that case we will consider obviously this is 0, there are no other possibility if R is greater than or equal to 1. If there are R people and there are R tables, and the condition is that on one table there has to be at least one object or at least one person. So obviously here this is 1. If R is greater than or equal to 0. We can also consider if R and then we have 1. So there are R people and there is only one table or one circle. So this leads to simple circular permutation problem. And so this is R minus 1 factorial for R greater than or equal to 2. In case, obviously this has to be R greater than or equal to 2, because if there is only one person and one table, in that case there will be only one choice. If we have R and R minus 1, so in that case, if there are R people and there are R minus 1 table, so we will have RC2 for R greater than or equal to 2. Because on each table we need to place at least one person. So the moment we place at least one person on one table, so obviously we are left with 2 people selection out of R. So that we may relate it like a pigeonhole principle criterias. And in my next video, I'll be talking about a recurrence relation to find the Stirling numbers of the first kind for the larger value of R and N.